End London rule? Scottish flag? Huh. What a big coincidence. I was just reading about that. Well, let me introduce you guys to... Is it time for a new Scottish independence vote? Hopefully you could see that. Da 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 da! Okay, what that animation, well, sort of animation, meant was I'm telling about the story of Britain. There, in 1707, the early 18th century, Britain was born, which England and Scotland decided to form together after Scotland got itself a little bit ruined after trying to make overseas colony. That didn't work out, and so they were in debt. And then when Britain came and they had lots of money, they agreed to actually pay Scotland's debts, but in return they will reunite into the United Kingdom, which still exists today. 293 plus 23, so that's 3. Oh, after 316 years later, they're still the United Kingdom. But however, in 2014, there was this once in a lifetime opportunity for the Scottish people to actually do this vote. It was organized by this political group named the SNP. It was called the Scottish Independence Vote, and the results were that 55% wanted to stay with England, while the rest of the 45% decided to just go independent. However, because there were more people going to go with Britain, well, they decided they'll stay in the UK. However, things have changed since 2014. In 2017 or something like that, the UK decided to get out of the EU, which the Scottish people actually wanted to be part of. So they were kind of annoyed and angry that they didn't go for that 55% were independence and 45% was with England. They were pretty annoyed by that, and then they wanted to end London rule. They wanted another Scottish independence vote, but the UK government does not back it, so they're having trouble trying to make one. There still haven't been one right now. So the thing is, another vote could be helping the UK government, could be held with the UK government's help, but it doesn't back it out. So the question is it time for a new Scottish independence vote, or is it not? Well, let's see. Alright, it's time for the affirmative position to go and take this over. Well, let's see. It is Scotland's point of view, and the Scottish people should be deciding their own future. If Scotland people want to get out of Britain because they think Scotland is awesome, and technically they actually think they are because patriotism, yes, well, the Scottish voters should decide their future, not the UK Prime Minister, who is almost always English. I mean, some people actually use England and Britain interchangeably as if they were the same thing. Well, they're not. And so the Scottish people should decide the future. It's also unfair that Scotland has to leave the EU when clearly they don't want to leave it. And also, the SNP political party has won every national election in Scotland ever since the 2014 vote, meaning that there is still hope for a new Scottish independence vote, or as I like to call it, NSIV. Well, now it's time for the negative positions turn, as in every debate. You've laid out your point. Now it's my turn! Scottish voters have already had their say in the Scotland independence vote of 2014. So, it's kind of too late for them to do the same again. Also, it's also kind of too soon. Maybe they should do it in a century. A century you're saying or something. Maybe every 307 years that it should be held. That's a dumb idea. Who said that? Me. Me. Well, my second point is that a second vote will create division among the people in Scotland. Politicians should focus on reunification instead. Bending the holes, bending the holes. They should focus on reunification instead of all the division that seems to have happened ever since ever since that has happened. So that means that that's one argument for having no Scottish independence vote. And the third and final viewpoint is that the decision to leave the EU was based on results from all over the UK. So it should be respected by this guy, this guy, this guy, why me? This guy, this guy, this guy, him, and of course, me. Too many stick figures on the screen. Get them out. Hang on a second. We're not just stick figures. We're intelligent people with well, at least I chopped their heads off. And now finally, I have to announce the results of this whole thing. Unfortunately for Scotland, only 42% of Britain want to have the new Scottish independence vote. Only 58% say that there shouldn't be. So that's kind of sad for Scotland. So I guess until next time, until the next Dark Sean episode, Shnan out. Peace. Bet you can't catch me.